Guys, April 14th, 2025. I got a call from a guy. I've worked for him a bunch of times over the years, and I guess he had his boiler replaced a couple of years. I haven't heard from him in a couple of years. And I guess he had someone else do the boiler job. I think he might have asked me for a price. But anyway, he's not happy with the guy that put the boiler in, and he wants me to come back and start doing the service on him. Service on the boiler. And that's all good, you know. I ain't got no issues with that. I'm not the cheapest guy in the world when it comes to boiler replacements. Sometimes they find a cheaper price and then they're not happy with the guy and then they're fucking begging me to come back and help them out type of shit. This is what's happening here. But I have to rib him a little bit about it. He's a good guy. I've worked for him a bunch of times, and you know, he's always treated me well, so got no problems with him having someone else do the boiler. I don't think he actually needed a new boiler, but whatever. It's his money. Yeah, so I guess he's got a problem with the boiler control, and the way he was talking, I think the guy left it on economizer. And I told him on the phone, I always usually shut the economizer off on them controls. And I think he says the differential might be set at 10, which I would set it at 15 or 20. He's complaining about it short cycling. So a differential set at 10, I mean the boiler shuts off at high limit, it drops 10 degrees and it fires back up and then shuts off at 10 degrees. So the differential shit, I usually set him at 15. And if he's whining and complaining about it, probably go to 20. He's like my sister. He gets his fucking chair down there and sits in front of the boiler and waiting for it to make a little noise and then calls me in a panic. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. He might be I don't think he has never really been the helicopter type, but he might change. He might have changed over the years. He might be a helicopter type. Let's see. He's usually got some pretty good stories, this guy. You know? Maybe we get some stories out of him. Story time. Maybe we get a story time out of him. I think he experiments on monkeys or something, or rats or monkeys or chimps or something like that. I'm not sure. The monkey man. It's the fucking monkey man. Yeah.
$3,200 to put that fucking oil tank in.
How much?
$3,200.
How much?
$3,200. I know. I thought it was gonna be 15, 14, and I'm like,
no way.
I kind of need. Yeah, they fucked me.
You thought it was gonna be $1,500 just for the tank?
1,700 or so, yeah.
No way.
No.
That's what it costs to buy the fucking pots.
Well, my buddy who does, I can get stuff at Plumber Supply, but I didn't want to ask him to do it. My buddy works at D&G, right? So I didn't get ripped off. That's good.
No, you didn't get ripped off. You should have had me do it. I would have really ripped you off.
All right, I'll let you alone so you can do your film.
Oh, man. I wanted to talk about the monkeys.
Well, I can talk about it. So I'm gonna quit.
Wow, this thing, yeah. You gonna you all done?
I think so.
I mean, we're gonna do it all your money.
Well, so my son-in-law, FDA chemist.
Oh yeah, you're cutting all these fucking shit programs.
Yeah. Well, he does Forever Chemicals, right? How they assay them and do all that shit, so... who knows? Anyway, I want to go out west and fish in the winter and fall. And
yeah, you're still doing the fishing. Good for you.
Yeah, I need to, you know, I'm not going to be able to do it for like 10 or 15 years. I'll probably end up dying in the river, because I wade.
But anyway...
Jared, looking at cheap places there to maybe I can get a place that I go out on my own.
Yeah, there you go.
3 or 4 months a year.
So how come you didn't call back the other joker?
Because I could tell he wasn't into it. I forgot what happened. Something was happening. I was in a boiler. No, something. I can't remember what happened. But I have to get it for a permit, and they gave me the name of this dude, M&D, and the young kid, the son, was really awesome. The guy, I think, is just burned out. So I don't blame him.
He didn't get a permit?
Yeah. I did. I had to have it done. Well, these guys pulled the permit afterwards, so they didn't come back for a long time.
So they had to move the oil tank because the oil tank was too close, right?
Nope, they let him do it.
Huh?
The oil was on the other side. The other one started dripping, but I caught it within a gallon, so that was awesome.
Oh, okay. I think it was kind of close, if I remember right. It was.
Yeah, they just didn't get it down in there because they cemented the door up. There was a water instead.
Oh, is that what it was? I think there was something going on with that, but I don't know.
The other boiler was totally rotted out and like.
Oh, it was?
Steaming. Yeah, and my buddy, again, I didn't want my buddy to do this shit because we fished together. And finally he goes, I'm going to order a boiler. Which one do you want? And,
What did you order, you?
I got the same. He wanted to get that fancy German one. I'm like, I don't want one that people can't work on. So I got the same that I had before. But
You got to burn them?
Yeah.
Leak him?
Burn them.
Leak him.
Is that what it is?
Oh, they leak.
Oh, they do.
That's why I call them leak hams, yeah.
So, and it was sized up before we had 4 units, and
Yeah, you only need a 3.
I did a 3.
Yeah, there you go.
But then we got here, he was going to put it in, another buddy came, and there was so much water dripping that there was like just mud and shit underneath it. So I had to like pour foundation and stuff. Anyway, I had it on this side, and I took all the jacking stuff off, and I made a little pyramid ramp over here, and I used to come along, and I pulled it on dollies into the other side of the basement. So that was
You had to do that yourself.
Well, I didn't want to make him do it, Because again, he's a buddy, so he ordered it on his account.
Oh, okay, so yeah.
Bought him a fishing rod.
So he hooked it up for you too?
Yeah, he plumbed it in. He doesn't do any service stuff. He just does installs with D&G.
Yeah, how does it look?
It looks awesome.
How's it?
He doesn't do any welding, soldering, so he did one of the crimping.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody put a conduit pipe and run the oil line up the conduit pipe. That's the first I've seen that.
That guy didn't do this. This was a group out of New Bedford that did this shit.
I mean, it's okay to do that. I just never seen anybody do that before.
They were kind of hardcore. And then the kid buried the line so you couldn't see it as it goes over to the other side.
Well, I mean, that's fine as long as it's got the oil covering, and it does, so it's fine.
We at work.
Yeah, you must be getting burnt out at work, no?
Yeah, driving is 2 hours in the direction. I'm 64. I just turned 64, so 65 next March.
You're still young.
I know, but it's the same thing. I want to be able to go fish, and these waters fast, and, it's winter time, and pretty soon I won't be able to do that. I'll come back here and die.
You do the cold shower dip thing and all that in the cold water, no?
Yeah, I love it. I keep the pool open until the end of November. I just go in and
They say that's not the healthiest thing for your heart, because it constricts your heart muscles, your heart vein. When you go into the dump cold like that, your heart vein will restrict. You could have a heart attack.
Yeah.
So if you do a cold shower, you're better off starting it kind of cold and then go a little bit colder, and then you don't get that shock.
It's funny because I did the sauna at the Y when I swim. It's kind of a weird group of people. But it's the same thing. If you do warm, hot, warm, cold, I don't do it, but that's supposed to be helping you as well for your heart. It's too late to reverse all of my bad behaviors, So, we did planning for, how long I'll live. The guy's 93. I'm like, no, 86, 87. My wife will live until 93, 94, but those will be the
All right, so we got to go up to the house and down, right? For the
one of 2 ways, yeah. I got the one he ordered. He brought it, actually.
You should have your buddy do the service.
He doesn't service. Once he set this up, he had a guy that used to work at D&G and do the setup. I got the same one.
Well, we're gonna bleed the oil line because it's. Yeah. That's a good unit. Yeah, just save that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We're gonna bleed the oil line because it's overhead. Peerless boiler. Nothing wrong with this. This is a good boiler. You did good. For the monkey man. I'm just getting over a cold.
It sucks. I have not been sick this entire winter. Grandkids, we have 3 of them close by. They have everything you can imagine every day.
Really?
Yeah. Foot and mouth, COVID, flu.
Yeah, we'll just run the pump. We'll just run the motor. burner motor and get a good purge on it. That's the way I like to do it. You're going to retire young then, huh? Good for you.
Well, I mean, I can, but I can, and it's just sort of like, I can do it. I'm a little, it's, you know, can I do it? Because I don't have to, right? But it's sort of like it would be awesome to be able to fish in the West Coast and not drive into Boston 3 times a week. It could be 2 hours one way.
Yeah, the Boston traffic sucks, huh?
So I have an adjunct position at Tulane as my so I can write grants with them and not go.
Well, that would be nice.
I would do that part-time, like 3 months a year, you know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, if I don't, I mean, you don't have to keep working, do you?
No, I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, but I mean, it's still nice to do, right? I mean, part-time.
I was making boats, drift boats. I thought I'd start making those again.
I don't need them. I don't need to work to survive. In other
Yeah.
words, I could
Yeah.
just, you know, if I wanted to live on what I made, I could do it. So.
Yeah, it's mainly the activity, but because I just know in about 15 years.
What is it?
I just know in about 15 years I won't be able to do the same level of fishing that I'm doing, wading in big deep water, you know, by myself.
All right, so let's just plug this in and we'll give it a good douche. Give it a good, just running the pump.
Yeah, that thing could go off and on like crazy.
Cycling?
Yeah.
We're gonna just run just the pump. We're running just the pump, so it's not gonna. Solenoid's not engaged. We're just gonna bleed it good here because it's an overhead line. You watching what I'm doing?
Yep.
This is the way I like to do it. Get a good bleed on it. You know, back in the day, that's what the doctors used to do, a good bleed on you. Right?
That's right, leeches.
Yeah, they give you a good bleed. I left the air in the container over there, so get a good dump this back in your oil if you want. I don't care. It's an overhead line. We got to get a good.
Yeah, I was wondering how that would work.
Well, you see how I jumped it out? It's not shutting off. I'm getting all the air out. See the air?
Yeah.
Here comes all the air now. That's the best way to do it right there, because you're not shutting, the control's not tripping out on you, and you know we get a good run on it, right?
Yep.
That's the best way. Plug it. Well, good for you. I mean, you worked hard. Why not just take it easy and relax and
Yeah, we'll see if they
make some.
if the
Go fishing.
if the daughter and grandkids need a grandpa help, I might have to do that for a bit. We'll see.
Yeah, I used to have a bad water problem here, if I remember correct. Right?
Yeah, yeah. You mean yeah? It would flood in the spring, every spring.
No more?
No. I think we got the water line down. The other side runs all the time. We have French drains there too. I put those in the first year.
Well, as long as it's not getting it's good enough where it's not giving you issues.
Yeah. I mean, there might, if it's really early spring thaw.
No good stories?
You know what? I'm so slow and old and boring. I got fish pictures. I got a fish, probably a lifetime fish the other day. I was in Oregon 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it looks like this is all. See how this is all kind of melted away? Something's going on with the draft. We'll look at that when I start it.
I think when my friend did it, he just sort of did it by eye, and he said this other guy was gonna come check it out.
He never did.
I don't know. I wasn't here. I have no. I paid him to do it.
I think I put the original boiler in this house, and I think there was an issue with the draft in the chimney. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, I had the chimney capped and redone, but
Oh yeah, look at the. How long's it been? Couple of years. Look at the fucking shit in there.
1 year.
1 year. Look at the shit in there.
Yeah, this guy came last year and basically did a real basic thing.
Head might not be set right. See, this thing might not be set right. We're gonna check all that for you.
Awesome.
We'll check it all for you.
No, it's been, the first year was put in.
I'm gonna
this
check
guy,
it right now before I even take this thing out.
The dude from M&D, his son came. He was awesome. And then last year, the M&D main dude came, and he was not so awesome.
You a drinker?
I think he must be going through tough times. I don't really know. We've all been there, right?
Yeah. I like drinking myself, but I can't do it anymore.
I still do, but if I didn't, I would be in great shape.
It really does affect you.
Yeah.
You don't think?
No, absolutely.
It affects me, I know that. I can't do it like I used to.
I'm good for about 4 or 5. Then we have.
Yeah, see how far off that is? Look where it belongs. Look how far off it is. See, it was too far in there.
Right,
see it?
Right. Yep. Fuck.
I knew it was off. So it's off by about 1/8 of an inch. That affects how it runs.
Right. So
that's what they call a retention head. And if that's not where it needs to be, your end isn't going to be right.
Right.
So that's where it needs to be right there.
So it's been running like that since it was put in.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not right. So.
Retention head.
Retention head. So it wasn't off crazy amount, but enough to be, enough to give you a problem. I'm gonna change the nozzle.
Yeah. When they set it up, I can't remember what's going on. I should have just called you.
What is it? They should have set it from the factory, and maybe they didn't. I don't know. Don't worry, no big deal.
You put this one in too.
Yeah, I put that in for you. How's that been working? Better?
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's see what they're running in here for a nozzle. See all that shit on the end of the nozzle? That could have been because the head wasn't set right.
Right. I think last time it was really clean.
Either that or it could have been air in the line, the overhead lines.
Yeah, last time it was really clean, and the guy's like, doesn't need anything. That's what he told me, the old dude.
85, 80. I'm going to run a little 75 in there. Smaller nozzle.
That's quite a kit.
A little 75 hollow. It'll be nice and quiet for you. That's what you want. Something quiet. Really fucking got some schmag on there.
Yeah, these dudes when they took out the oil tank, it's a group, I forgot. They New Bedford, I think they do like ship spills and shit, so they showed up with like a crew wearing suits and stuff.
What's that?
The guys when they took apart the oil tank when it was dripping, they pumped it out, but they looked like a hazmat crew that showed up, and I thought, oh my god, what the fuck's this gonna cost?
Really?
They were reasonable though. I think it was $17 for that.
Oh, so you bought the tank and everything, and the guy still charged you $3,500 plus you bought the tank and everything?
So no, so there was two jobs. One job was demo. It was the different group, and then the install was another guy, a plumbing group.
So everything was $35?
No, they charged $35 just to put the second part of it.
Well, that's not the greatest deal then. I mean, if I do the job, I get rid of the old tank, I pump it out, I do everything.
No, I paid $17 for that, and then just to put the new tank in and to hook it up, they forget about it.
Yeah, so I mean,
that's a little steep. Everyone said it would be like $17 or $18 for the second part, the install. So I think the labor came to about, as much as the part.
Right,
But
you want to play general contract, but you're gonna have to get spanked a little bit, right?
no, what happened was I called the oil people, and they recommended this other people to do the install. So they called each other.
I think I've known some guys that do oil tanks. He might be one of the guys then.
No, you know what this was? It was a company in New Bedford that they mainly do oil filling, and then they do service on the side. And this was their service.
We're gonna check this. We're gonna check this. You said you shut the economizer off.
Here's what I did. I pushed the red button down and I turned the dial all the way to the left. But I think you should be able to see the digits for zones, and I couldn't see that.
We'll see what the fuck's going on here. Alright, so I'll turn this on. That's the low. What do you got? The low temperature.
That's 180.
Low temperatures here. That's the high. 180. This is the economizer. We want that off. The low, we could have that off too. But you don't need it because you got this. She started.
When I did it, I read I had to push the red button down before I set the shut off the economizer. I don't know.
Oh, it's off.
Awesome.
What I'm getting for a draft here. Make sure this thing doesn't get blocked. If this thing gets blocked with, then it don't work. Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. 1 to 2 over the fire. That's what we want. Alright, so that's working good. We'll put a smaller nozzle in there.
Awesome.
We set the draft, we set the air band, we set this. It's starting up. Is it quieter than before?
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's a hollow nozzle, one's quieter. Gave it a good bleed.
Awesome.
Go. Shift the fire right up, nice and quiet. Hear it?
Incredible. That sounds like a monster before.
Well, we got a little smaller nozzle. Run a little hollow nozzles are quieter. So you want to wake up the old lady, right?
It's not working. Still know it. I'm clueless. I couldn't believe that dude put in copper pipe for security. That's pretty awesome.
What, this copper?
No, on the boiler when you plumbed it in.
Oh yeah, no.
I was like, whoa.
It's quicker. Peerless, nice boiler. No 60 tank. Yeah, he did a nice job.
I think that tank.
We did that. I did that. Yeah.
Put the tank in too.
I remember there used to be an oil tank used to be over there.
Yeah, that's where it was. Leaking. Just like saturated ground underneath it. My buddy would drive by and say, it's steaming up the chimney. We gotta just.
Oh yeah.
Clean it in the chimney.
Well, only if it's really dirty. I mean, if the boiler gets sooty, then you got to take that apart. But other than that, even put a thimble in. The guy did a nice job. All right, so new filter at tank, new nozzle, reset draw assembly, reset air band, good draft over fire, good oil flow.
From there on up.
Okay. Three per joint, 3 screws.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice job.
4 and a
You had it facing the wrong way?
You know how you do it on, I can't remember. Nothing on the top, I don't know. He would look at it when I was done and had me redo it.
Come out all right. So you see now I bled the oil line, it's overhead and it's a long run here, so. There's the oil tank over there. Come on, good.